There's the noise. Do you hear it? Lower the other window. It stopped. I know it's gonna make the noise again. We're gonna figure this out. It's like a rattling noise. Let me put the car in gear. You hear that? Stopped. As you can probably tell, this heat shield, the weld broke here. See how it's supposed to be up like this, but it's not. It's down lower, which is causing it to vibrate on the exhaust, which is causing a lot of noise when you're driving. So we're gonna see. I don't think obviously this is completely rusted out, so we're not gonna be able to save this. I'm just wondering if I can break it off on this end and just take it off completely. I don't know if that's going to work. Come on, let's see. Oh yeah. Since I have the shop here, I might as well lift this in the air on a jack and give myself a little bit more room because the car is very low. I really can't get under there, but I want to just take this heat shield off. This way I don't hear that rattling any longer. Look at a classic, man. I got a classic 20-year-old Toyota Camry. Right as I was going to get the heat shield off the car, I got a customer. So now I'm done with the customer. The gate was locked. The car's stuck back here. So I got to cut through the shop, but first we're going to see if we can lift it up and take it off, because now I really don't feel like driving home with a busted heat shield on the vehicle. Now the trick is to not actually go under the vehicle, since it's not I mean, it's only up by a jack, but this is proving to be a little harder than I thought it was going to be. There's one bolt that's rusted that's holding this thing on. I'm hoping I could pry it off with this bad boy, but I thought this was going to be easy. It is not. All right. Oh, I gotta move back more. All right. You got it. We got it. Just making sure everything looks decent up there. Nothing looks broken. As far as like those, I don't know if they're fuel lines or what. So there we go. The heat shield is now gone, which means we will no longer have to deal with that noise. Let me tell you a little bit about this car. This car is a 2002 Toyota Camry that my parents purchased brand new in November of 21. So basically it's a 21-year-old car, which in the state of New Jersey, I believe, makes it a classic car where you can actually get what we call QQ or classic plates. I think it's 20 years old and you can qualify for those plates, which also gets you cheaper insurance rates because they assume you're not driving the car, you know, as much because it's a classic or like something to take to car shows, things like that. Now, I don't ever imagine anybody would ever take this to a car show, but I figured let me show you this vehicle. My parents bought it, like I said, 21 years ago. It has 88,000, I believe, 534 miles on it. 88,599. So it's just gonna turn 88,600 miles. The car is basically all original. They bought it. They've done literally nothing to it other than maintenance that I can remember. So it served them well. It spent the last, I would say, probably 5 to 7 years sitting in the driveway. Doesn't get driven all that much anymore, but to them, they keep it. It's a car. If someone like myself, my sisters, somebody needs to borrow a car, they have something on standby that they can use. But they really don't use this for traveling. They take their Silverado truck everywhere they go. I looked it up online and it looks like this particular model, which is the base model Camry, MSRP was somewhere around 21 to 22,000. It looks like it started in the 18s, but you can get it with a manual transmission. If you got the automatic, it was more. So somewhere around 20,000, 21 is what I assume MSRP was of this vehicle when it was new. My mother did say that when they bought this, it was out the door at 20,000 even. So I'm not exactly sure how that worked out with fees and taxes back then and stuff like that. But for $20,000, here's what you got. You got a base model Toyota Camry with a 4-cylinder. I actually had to look up the performance of it. So it is a 2.4 liter 4-cylinder engine. It has 157 horsepower, 162 pound-feet of torque. It actually handles pretty good. I mean, it's a front-wheel drive car. It feels like it would feel. It's a 4-cylinder. You know, it's nothing crazy, but it's got enough power to move it around. And I tell you what, it starts up and runs perfectly. I've been driving it for the last 2 days because I actually did drop off my new Chevy Bolt for ceramic coating, which I'm going to pick up later today. So stand by for that. But I've been driving this for a couple days and I gotta tell you, it runs great. It starts right up. There's zero issues with this car other than that rusty heat shield we saw earlier. I'm impressed with the, you know, obviously with the quality of the powertrain in this vehicle. Now, when we get inside, what did you get in 2002? As far as equipment, you got a driver's airbag, you got a passenger airbag. You do not have any other safety features basically in this particular model. It does not have ABS. It does not have traction control. It doesn't have like head curtain airbags, nothing like that. If you look at your entertainment system, obviously no backup camera. You do have a cassette deck, CD player, AM, FM radio. You have your heat and air. You have a cloth interior. You have no power seats or anything like that. However, you do have remote entry. You do have power windows, power locks, power mirrors. So, you know, they gave you the basics that you would get with a vehicle. And it got me thinking that here's a vehicle that cost you $20,000 20 years ago. Now, not counting the times that we're currently in, if we go back 2 years ago, you could have got a Malibu like that one right there for pretty much the same price with the rebates and everything that they always had on these vehicles. Now, when you go to a new car today, you have stability management, you have backup cameras, you have, you know, 8 to maybe 10 airbags in the car. You have a system that can link your new mobile phone or your smartphone to the screen for Android or Apple CarPlay. You get a tremendous amount more equipment in cars today. So I was kind of thinking about it, like, are the prices high, you know, for cars? Again, not counting the current times we're in the sale price, but is the price for vehicles today with what you actually get in that vehicle a good value compared to 20 years ago when you look at something like this and what you're getting? Because this is a very, very, very basic transportation, reliable for 20 years, but basic.